Welcome back to another week of Aussie Wild Adventure. Today, we hit the road from Nyngan as we head northeast to check out the mighty Warrumbungles National Park. We arrived a little late to embark on a hike, so we checked out the view from White Gum Lookout, and it certainly didn't disappoint. The side of the path was literally scattered with skinks. White skinks on the sandstone, even a pair of eastern striped skinks soaking up the afternoon sun. And as we least expected it, we got ourselves a beardy. How much do we love coming across little bearded dragons? I love these guys. Oh man, flaring up his beard. As grumpy as they come, we won't hold him for very long. Bearded dragons are pretty common throughout most of mainland Australia. Unfortunately, they've got a habit of basking straight in the middle of the road. So we moved this guy well out of harm's way and put him back in the forest. Yeah. We wrapped up the day as we came across this awesome fallen beehive on the ground. So we headed back to our accommodation because we had a ripping big day tomorrow. Today we embarked on the world-class bread knife walk, and there was wildlife everywhere. So this guy's our first little dragon of the day. It's a little Jackie dragon in the Warrumbungle Ranges. Very cute, very quick, and watch him run away now. Aaron. Ready? Off you go. It must have been a great day for dragons. We're only 20 minutes into our walk and we'd already found well over 20 Jackie dragons. Then we started coming across these nobbies, and it wasn't long until we came across this absolute beast. Oi, settle down you. Oh my god. Oi, stop. Don't bite me. Wait, stop. Alright, finally. So this is our second bearded dragon of the trip, and this one's far more angry than the first one. Look, oh my, he's so going for me. Wait, stop. So when they're angry, they puff their beard out, open their mouth, and look really intimidating. Luckily for me and my brother, that we know their little trick, and we know that it's very, very hard for them to bite you, so it's mostly just a bluff. I'm actually thrilled to bits that we got this one. I thought he was gonna run straight up a tree. You beautiful little creature. Look at his yellow mouth. Look in there. Don't laugh at me, Kookaburra. Cute little thing. All right, should we let him go? Wait, settle down. Settle. All right, ready? Wait, doesn't, he just wants to bite me. Look, all right, ready? Boy. You stroppy little girl. We started our steep scramble to the summit of Machator as we finally reached our lookout point. The word Warrumbungle is a Gamilaroi word that means crooked mountain, and with the bread knife in front of us, it's easy to see where this volcanic section of the Great Dividing Range gets its name from. The Warrumbungles National Park is the only dark sky park in Australia, so if you like the stars or photography, make sure you bring your camera. This cheeky little white skink certainly didn't want a bar of me as we started our descent back down the mountain. Alright, so here we are in the Warrumbungles National Park, and I've just found a little scorpion. Now I'm not very familiar with my scorpions, so I'm going to call it a Warrumbungle scorpion. But anyway, everyone's very scared of scorpions, but look at him have just a little crawl over my hand. Doesn't really care that I've got him from under his rock. Sort of just doing his thing. I'm not too familiar with these guys, but let's hope that he's not dangerous. How good is that?
Then this huge storm system rolled in out of nowhere, and just like that, the rains were here. So it was off to Tamworth for us. But did you really visit Australia's country music capital without a photo in front of the golden guitar? However, our main objective of the day was to get all the way to Urunga on the coast via the old Grafton Road. Now if you ever get the chance, make sure you do the old Grafton Road for yourselves. There's plenty of spectacular river crossings and this historic tunnel that was carved out back in the 1860s. And if you need a campground, there's plenty of decent spots to pull up a pew. But after 3 weeks in the desert, man, it felt good to be back on the coast. And as the daylight faded, it was time for some spotlighting.
Alright guys, we're out here near Dorrigo. We're out here looking for Stephen's banded snakes and we found something pretty similar. Now we get these guys at home. This is the Bandy. The Stephen's banded snake has far more inconsistent black and white bands and they don't go the whole way around the body. This guy's actually really big for a Bandy. Have a look at him.
The Bandy is a mildly venomous selective snake eater on the east coast of Australia. They spend most of their time foraging underground, feeding exclusively on blind snakes. They use their beautiful black and white banding as a defense mechanism to evade predators. This is known as flicker fusion.
Really beautiful black and white bands.
When driving around at night, it's very common to see dead animals on the road as well. And unfortunately for this little dwarf crown snake, he wasn't so lucky. But absolutely nothing in my wildest dream could prepare me for what crossed the road next. This was the giant wishbone spider, the largest member of Australian trapdoor spiders, and man was he intimidating. Similar defensively to the funnel web, these guys will stand tall and they'll strike out repeatedly to defend themselves. I'm just happy I found this green tree frog at the end of the night to calm down my nerves. We were up at the Cracker Sparrows as we drove into Dorrigo National Park. Today, we were embarking on the Red Cedar Falls walk. As the car hit the dirt, we could see a transformation taking place in front of our eyes. Jade transformed into Jane as we entered the rainforest. The forest floor was rich with diversity as we came across this cute little Murray skink foraging through the leaf litter for a bit of a feed. He must have thought I was a cockroach, so I put him back on the ground to get on with his day. See you later, little mate. As we headed downstream through the ancient rainforests of Dorrigo, we knew we were in for a treat. Dorrigo is well known for its pristine freshwater swimming holes. So make sure you bring your togs and have a swim. As we started our steep descent into the valley, the river started to come alive as we neared our final destination. And as we turned the corner, there she was. Cascading effortlessly out from the rainforest at a whopping 58 metres high Red Cedar Falls is the highest waterfall in DORRIGO National Park. But if you thought getting down was hard, my only piece of advice to you is leave enough time to get back up, because it's no walk in the park.
So we've just done the Red Cedar Falls waterfall. The walk down's all right, the walk back up's really, really tough. I don't really feel like filming this right now, but we've just found a carpet python across the path. Why wouldn't you film it? This is gonna go one of two ways, I would say. All right. Now, carpet pythons have a tendency to be a little bit more grumpy than diamond pythons down the south coast. This one doesn't seem too bad. I'm sure he's just out trying to get a bit of a feed. Yeah, he's a big, probably 5.5 foot to 6 foot carpet python. It's really cool actually. We found a carpet python on this walk pretty much in the same place 2 years ago. So I like it. So everything's coming out of the woodwork at the moment. We're just walking up a very steep incline and I've seen this big carpet python just cruising past the track. Now I've got a diamond python at home, so I'm not too concerned about it biting me, but they are renowned for getting a little bit nippy when upset. So I think I'll let this guy go back to doing exactly what he was doing. But yeah, this is a pretty big wild carpet python. He's about 6.5 foot. So we'll let him get back to what he was doing. Go on, mate, go on. Get out of here. Now, a little bit of information about the carpet python. Being a python, he's a constrictor. That means he doesn't have venom. He can bite and it can make you bleed, but the way they kill their prey is through constriction. Every time their prey item exhales air, the carpet python constricts harder and the prey item will eventually die through asphyxiation and become a lovely little meal for this dude. Don't do it. Wait. All right. I've had enough with this carpet python, so might get some photos and let him go, I would say. It's a really pretty snake. Wait.
Being our last day in DORRIGO, we thought why not give spotlighting one last red hot crack.
This is our first snake of the night. This is a small-eyed snake. They are venomous. They are considered as dangerous. There we go. So that there is the small-eyed snake. See how he's coming back over his body towards me? You don't want that at night. There we go. He's jet black. He's got almost a pink belly, so very often confused as a juvenile red-bellied black snake. Look at his tongue just flickering. He's really interested. But yeah, it's such a beautiful snake. I love these guys. Very common, but very cool. Oi, come on, settle down, you weird little child. With snakes, when you're holding them, when they come up over their body like that, if you twist, they lose their balance very easily. So if you see, he's coming up to bite me, twist, and he goes back down. So he loses his balance very, very easily. This is our second snake for the night. It's exactly the same species that we just found, but about 4 times as small. You really don't want to be playing around with small snakes, so honestly, I just picked him up just for this video. But this one is going straight off the side of the road because I'm not mucking around at night with him. Come on. Come on, get it.
You can't always finish on your target species, but as soon as the spiders started coming out, it seemed a good a time as any to wrap up tonight's night drive. Cheers for joining me on another Aussie Wild adventure. Be sure to like and subscribe because next week we're heading down to Barrington Tops and Port Stephens as I showcase some of my all-time favourite hidden gems.